15 skirts trends for fall 2025 and winter 2026. Come with me. Number 1 is the trend of revamped denim skirts. Not long ago, we had a very strong trend of denim skirts, especially those with slits. These skirts, in fact, had a boom and then slowly faded out of fashion. What we will see in 2026 are differentiated, reimagined denim skirts. We will have different cuts from the ones we were already used to, straighter skirts, or, at most, A-line skirts with a slit. We'll see flared denim skirts, short models, asymmetrical designs, and pieces that bring more lightness and volume. There will also be cargo-inspired versions, in other words, a wide variety of styles. I think it's worth betting on coordinated sets, since denim sets are so trendy. Adding denim skirts to these looks is an excellent idea. You can also go for styles like the pencil skirt, which is very popular, but without a doubt, among all the styles, the ones I most recommend investing in are those that break away from the traditional, meaning the ones with more volume, pleated skirts, fuller skirts in a 1950s style. All of these bring a modern twist to denim skirts you might be looking for. Yes, you can wear denim skirts in new and different ways, without looking outdated or as if you've worn the same piece countless times. To achieve that, just bet on these special details. If you like that denim skirt that was a hit in recent seasons, midi with a slit, a bit more fitted to the body, that's totally fine too. It's still around, so don't worry. Always remember, the important thing is to wear what reflects your personal style. Wear what you like. If you prefer a more voluminous model, you'll definitely get it right, because they'll be trending, but you can still wear those that were successful in past seasons. Number 2. Gray skirts. As seen, for example, in Prada's runway shows. Here, color will be the main element. You can play around with different cuts. Gray is emerging as a new neutral. This year, the term new neutrals has gained a lot of attention. Among these new neutrals, we find brown, burgundy, and butter yellow. All of these shades appeared as ways to bring different tones into our wardrobes while still serving as base colors. What is a new neutral? In case you're wondering, it's a shade that comes to replace black, navy blue, and white, which are usually the base colors of our closets. Generally, we own a lot of black pieces, and then we start adding new colors. So, in 2026, we will see these traditional neutrals being replaced by gray, which brings lightness and works especially well for people with softer features. For example, people with soft autumn or soft summer coloring look stunning in gray, but not as flattering in black. That's why I say fashion is increasingly moving towards celebrating individual beauty. What looks good on you is what you should wear. There's no point in following a trend just for the sake of it. If you're someone who looks gorgeous in black, that's fine. You can keep wearing your beloved little black dress. But if you'd like to try something new, gray works beautifully as a base when creating new looks and combinations. It pairs very well with burgundy, butter yellow, and red, and almost any color, especially if you already enjoy softer shades like dusty blue, blush pink, pistachio, and soft yellow. If you already have these tones in your wardrobe, a gray skirt will be an excellent choice. Number 3. Flared skirts in a 1950 style. These skirts are very comfortable. They usually come in midi length, not too short. They can be worn in different seasons: fall, winter, summer, or spring. They are extremely feminine and look great for those who like a more creative look, as well as those who prefer a traditional style. Here's a tip. If you want a flared skirt with more volume, you'll need to wear a petticoat underneath. Be careful though, so it doesn't show through. I highly recommend tulle petticoats since they tend to leave fewer marks on the upper part. Another option is to wear the flared skirt without a petticoat, making it lighter, more modern, and, of course, more casual, perfect for everyday wear. Since it's midi length, it flatters and feels comfortable on most women. We can say that any woman can wear it. As I mentioned, if you're more creative, you can choose printed versions or wear them with a petticoat to add more volume. If you're more traditional, you can also wear a petticoat, but I recommend plain fabrics, no prints, to make it easier for daily use. And, of course, you can combine them with other trends, such as the gray skirt trend I mentioned earlier. That way, you can have a flared skirt that's also gray. In this way, you merge more than one trend into a single piece. Without a doubt, this is one of the safest choices from today's list and will please most women, regardless of body type or age. Number 4 is animal print. It's in fashion. It's still in fashion. And for 2026, we will mainly see zebra print and snakeskin print. This brings a fresh variety, but that doesn't mean leopard print will go out of style. On the contrary, it's here to stay. However, at this moment, we're noticing a growing presence of zebra and snake prints. I really like these two prints. I find them more neutral, easier to wear. Usually, when we think of leopard print, it's very bold. It makes a strong statement. I especially recommend it for women who are more daring, who are not afraid to stand out and be noticed. Many women, for not being so bold, end up feeling hesitant about wearing animal print. In this case, I suggest zebra or snake print as a substitute. Zebra usually comes in brown and off-white or in black and white. In other words, it's very neutral, basic, elegant, sophisticated, goes really well with a modern look, and isn't as daring as leopard print. Therefore, it's an excellent entry point for those who want to try animal print but haven't quite gathered the courage to wear leopard print. I also believe that zebra, especially the brown and cream combination, looks divine, truly beautiful. I consider it one of the most elegant and sophisticated styles of animal print. It's modern, different, a little unexpected, yet still refined. If you're a woman who already enjoys modern styles, with a wardrobe leaning more towards gray, I'd recommend snakeskin. It comes in grayish tones, perhaps a touch of brown, some black, some white, and it's not overwhelming when it comes to grabbing attention. It does draw attention. It's different, modern, fits perfectly into an urban style, but doesn't feel exaggerated like leopard print might, especially if you don't feel comfortable wearing it. I recommend snakeskin for very modern women who enjoy heavier pieces, the kind who like combat boots, silver accessories, and edgier, more rock and roll vibe. Snakeskin pairs perfectly with that style. On the other hand, a more sophisticated minimalist woman who enjoys a modern but lighter look will match beautifully with zebra print. So, it's really just about choosing the animal print that suits your personal style. There will always be one that works for you. Number 5 is A-line skirts. These skirts, in particular, are slightly more structured, made of firmer materials, fabrics that don't have as much fluidity. This type of skirt appeared especially at Prada and really brings that stiff, statement-making touch to your outfit. Personally, I consider it more of a conceptual piece than an everyday one. I don't think it looks flattering on most women, so I don't recommend it to everyone. Unless you're someone who's bold and genuinely enjoys wearing more conceptual pieces. I say this because many times we see a skirt, whether on a hanger or in a picture, and we think, wow, that's going to look amazing. But in my opinion, the fact that this skirt is very stiff, very structured, and sits somewhat boxy on the body may not flatter you, especially if you're a woman with curves. So, consider your face, your arms, your hips, your legs. If you're a curvy woman, plus size, with rounded hips and thighs, I wouldn't recommend this style as much. It can work better on women with straighter shapes, thinner legs, or even those with a runway model type of figure. In that case, it looks great. However, for women with a softer beauty, with more flesh, as we even say in the kibe method when the woman is fleshier, has volume in the thighs, rounder shapes, this skirt tends to look awkward. So, it's not a piece I would say buy without hesitation. For this one, I'd advise you to try it on, see if you like how it looks on your body, and only then buy it if it works for you. Number 6 is polka dots. Polka dot skirts remain in fashion. Ladies, polka dots aren't going out of style anytime soon. They've been around in the last few seasons, and they're still here. They've appeared in several runway shows like Miu Miu and Chloe. And when they show up at Miu Miu and Chloe, you can be sure they're trending. These two brands have been setting a lot of trends and have already become references when it comes to predicting what's going to be strong. And of course, polka dots bring life and delicacy. Right now, we're seeing all kinds of polka dots, big, small, colorful. It's not just the traditional black and white anymore. On the contrary, we'll be seeing many skirts, for instance, with a brown background and lighter dots, which add softness. They work well in summer, in autumn, really across different seasons. Another type that's been showing up a lot is the confetti polka dot, where the dots don't follow a uniform pattern. It looks as if they were randomly scattered across the fabric. It's super interesting, breaks away from the traditional, and brings a more playful, casual touch to polka dots. I think it's a print you can invest in without fear. Always remember, larger dots are better for taller women with stronger features, a bigger nose, fuller lips. Shorter women, petite, with smaller features, small nose, small mouth, small eyes should go for smaller dots. That way, the print reflects your natural beauty. Try it out, ladies. The trick is to go to the store and test it. Bought it online? Try it on. If you can return it because it didn't work for you, do so and exchange it for something that better suits your beauty. You can go for polka dots if you enjoy a creative style. If you prefer something more traditional, leaning retro, you can also invest, as long as you consider the colors you already wear in your wardrobe. If you find a polka dot that matches the pieces you already own, you'll be able to use it for much longer. And one tip, if you're afraid of wearing a printed skirt, pair it with a plain top. For example, a brown polka dot skirt with white dots can be matched with a white blouse. That way, you create harmony in your look. I know prints can sometimes make it tricky to put outfits together, but you can always look at plenty of reference images for inspiration. Number 7 is suede. Suede has appeared recurrently. In my opinion, it is an excellent material. Resistant, with a soft, velvety touch, it is very interesting. It matches especially well with seasons or days that are a bit colder. It looks great in autumn, in winter, or on those evenings when the temperature drops a little. I really like suede. It is beautiful. On women who have that autumn beauty, it looks elegant and sophisticated. It is a material I appreciate because it is durable. Think of a material that lasts and is strong. It has recently been a trend, showing up strongly in shoes and bags. Naturally, sooner or later, it would also be associated with skirts. One thing I've noticed is that suede is becoming the new denim, the favorite of recent years. I believe it won't be long before we see this type of skirt becoming common in all seasons. It is a skirt that can be a bit warmer. That's why I recommend moderation. The tip is not to choose pieces that are too tight to the body. This way, you can wear them across different seasons and climates. If you don't feel comfortable with the fabric's texture, you can opt for a model with some kind of lining. And when it comes to lining, I always recommend natural materials such as cotton or linen, as they bring comfort to the skin and provide better thermal balance in summer and spring, as well as in autumn and winter. Number 8 is skirts in light tones, such as off-white, white, and of course, wax paper. We are talking about skirts in various styles, but I highlight those that are softer and more flexible, which will often appear in these delicate shades. These are neutral colors, which you can combine with practically everything. That is amazing, especially for women who want a more compact wardrobe, like a capsule wardrobe, basic and minimalist. I also recommend combining these skirts with a slight shimmer or transparency, which allows for plenty of creative styling. Pleated models or even balloon skirts, when longer, either midi or maxi length, look excellent in these tones, bringing sophistication, softness, and femininity. Pleated skirts are also a great choice, especially for those who prefer a more traditional and sophisticated wardrobe. After all, we are talking about timeless pieces that never go out of fashion. If you want to be bolder, you can go for asymmetrical models. This way, you combine the neutral, basic color that serves as the foundation for any outfit with asymmetry, which adds a modern touch and will also be a big trend in 2026. Colors like white and off-white are basic and frequent, but if you have the option to invest in wax paper, a very light beige, very close to off-white, it will be an excellent choice. After all, we are talking about one of the most elegant shades among the colors predicted for 2026. This way, you can create combinations that are even more beautiful than with traditional white or off-white. If you find a skirt like this, try it. Maybe you will fall in love. Tell me which one is your favorite in the comments. Your opinion influences other subscribers here on the channel. And of course, you help me a lot by including today's magic keywords, Autumn-Winter Skirts 2026. By adding them, you help me bring new videos every day. Number 9 is pencil skirts, certainly one of the major trends for 2026. They appeared in several runway shows, such as Givenchy, Calvin Klein, Fendi, and Gucci. In other words, this was not a one-off appearance, but something recurrent. And when we see such a trend on the runways, it is very likely to become a reality in everyday fashion. Pencil skirts are excellent, especially for women who enjoy a slightly sensual touch. They usually come more fitted to the body. For the 2026 trend, the length will be just below the knee. No short pencil skirts and no extra long ones. Not that you can't wear them, but the model that appeared in the shows was exactly this mid-length style. They pair very well with the work environment and have already become classic pieces in office wear. They look great with light blouses such as silk, satin, or even tops with bows, creating a refined look. They also go perfectly with fitted blazers, reinforcing the sensual style, but it's important to be careful not to overdo it, especially in professional settings. Models with a slit at the back add sophistication and make movement easier, something essential, since there's no point in having a beautiful skirt if you can't walk in it. This slit is a resource that enhances the piece without losing functionality. One tip is to combine this type of skirt with neutral and basic colors, especially if you intend to wear it at work. Shades like gray, white, black, and brown are ideal for everyday use. For a more feminine touch, you can go for colors like pink, blush, or lilac, which add delicacy. Depending on the combination, the pencil skirt can look bolder. For instance, paired with open-toe sandals, it gains a sensual air. With closed shoes or boots, it takes on a more modern and distinctive look. The important thing to remember is, it should be fitted, but never to the point of restricting your movement. Number 10 is leather skirts. Leather skirts are also stunning. Without a doubt, they are pieces that exude sophistication and luxury. They are beautiful, elegant, and refined, but they stray a little from the traditional concept of elegance. Here, we're talking about a more glamorous type of elegance. I would say you can bet on shades like brown, black, or burgundy, as these tones will add even more sophistication to the skirt. You can choose from a variety of models, but I believe leather skirts look even better in cuts that are more fitted to the body or slightly straighter. That doesn't mean they can't be paired with a flared design. On the contrary, the contrast can create a modern and distinctive touch. You can go for synthetic leather, but if your concern is durability, I strongly recommend genuine leather. Unfortunately, synthetic leather has a major drawback. It tends to peel and fall apart after some time. If that's not an issue for you, synthetic is fine. But if you're looking for a truly long-lasting piece, I recommend natural leather, as it will last much longer. So, it's up to you to decide. Would you rather have one genuine leather skirt to last a lifetime, or buy several synthetic ones over the years? Another important tip is to check whether the leather is authentic. Many pieces are sold as genuine leather when they're not. Be cautious. Be skeptical of leather skirts that are extremely cheap, because genuine leather is usually not that affordable. If you're a modern and bold woman who enjoys maximalist and eye-catching pieces, this skirt is perfect for you. Number 11 is double skirts. Here, we're talking about skirts made with different materials, offering a wide variety of options. Some combine two different skirt styles in one, while others come in the slip skirt style, which is similar to a nightgown. In both cases, the concept involves mixing fabrics and layering, almost as if you were showing one skirt underneath another. In my opinion, this is a more conceptual piece. I don't believe it will become a mainstream trend that everyone adopts. It is more directed at a creative audience, bloggers, celebrities, and those who love fashion-forward editorial-style looks. This trend appeared in the collections of Sportmax and Balenciaga, brands already known for their boldness and striking designs. Therefore, it may not be the best choice for women with a more traditional style, or those who prefer to stay under the radar. However, if you are bold, creative, and truly love unique pieces, this is the perfect moment. These skirts are trending, which means there will be greater variety for you to choose from. Number 12 is mini skirts. Mini skirts are shorter, bold, and youthful. I think they look incredible, especially when paired with tights. You can wear traditional stockings or pantyhose. The idea is to give the legs a bit more coverage, and even leg warmers can work well to complete the look. Mini skirts look excellent with boots. So, if you love wearing boots, this skirt will work perfectly for you, but some caution is needed. Personally, I really like versions that come with built-in shorts. That way, you ensure comfort without the skirt riding up or making you feel uncomfortable. Especially if you have wider hips and a smaller waist, it's quite likely the skirt will shift upward. In that case, avoid extremely tight models, especially if they are short. A practical solution is to sew shorts underneath the skirt. This can be done at home or by a seamstress. Always choose shorts in the same color as the skirt, red with red, black with black. That way, even if the shorts show, they will remain discreet. The miniskirt is youthful, perfect for those who want to appear younger, but it's also bold, which means it requires balance. If you're wearing a miniskirt, consider covering more of your upper body, pairing it with boots instead of delicate strappy sandals. This will make the look more harmonious. If you pair a deep neckline, a miniskirt, and thin strap sandals, the result might be an overly sensual outfit. So, pay attention to these small tricks to avoid sending a message message that wasn't your intention. Following these tips, you'll be able to create beautiful looks with this style. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We post videos every day, always about fashion, trends, and beauty. Don't fall behind, hit subscribe. If you're already subscribed, check to make sure your subscription is active and the notification bell is on, so YouTube will keep sending you updates. Number 13 is plaid skirts. In 2026, we will see all types of plaid. Therefore, all styles of patterns will be present. Something that will appear very frequently are sets. If you can choose sets that include plaid skirts, even better. We will have a wide variety, from grid-style plaid to gingham, all included. The important thing is to choose what best suits you and your personality. People who like an alternative style usually opt for grid plaid, well-defined, in black and white. Women who prefer a more delicate, romantic touch tend to choose gingham plaid because it is softer and sweeter. Colors will also have great variety. As I always say on the channel, wear the colors that enhance you and match the style you like. If you like bold black and red with a rock and roll vibe, traditional flannel plaid, the famous grunge plaid, will be perfect for your style. If you are romantic, instead of combining black and red, you can go for white and pink in a gingham plaid, which is more delicate and feminine. Plaid is naturally a timeless pattern that goes with almost everything, especially within a sophisticated style. You can wear it for a long time. You may not always wear the complete set, sometimes just the skirt, other times the top, or even the entire set. This versatility is precisely the strong point of matching sets. The ideal is always to buy pieces that match your personality, the style you already have, and your wardrobe. For example, if you don't have anything yellow, it doesn't make sense to buy a yellow plaid skirt. Invest in pieces that harmonize with what you already own. Often, you comment, "I bought a red and white plaid skirt, but I don't know how to wear it." The answer is simple. Match it with what is already in your closet. A white or red top is the easiest option. You can also pair it with black, burgundy, or other similar colors, as there is a huge variety of possibilities. This trend will be very strong, and you will find several options in major stores. But always think, does this match what I already have? Otherwise, the piece might end up forgotten in the wardrobe, unused. Remember, it's not the trend that doesn't favor you, but the choice of a piece that doesn't fit your style. Using this trick, you will enjoy plaid skirts fashion much more. Number 14 is cargo skirts, a modern and youthful piece that conveys movement. In my opinion, everything cargo related evokes an adventurous person ready for new experiences. That's why it is so associated with youth. It pairs very well with colors like green, khaki, and brown, but it can also appear in different tones, such as white, off-white, and gray. The cargo skirt is excellent for women who like practicality, since the large pockets are a highlight and add functionality. This model has a modern and casual touch. It is not elegant or traditional. Does that mean a sophisticated woman cannot wear it? She can. But the result will be a more creative, modern, and relaxed look rather than classic or refined. If you want to add the cargo skirt to your wardrobe without clashing too much with what you already have, the tip is to choose dark shades: navy blue, deep purple, or black. If you choose lighter tones, such as cream, white, beige, or khaki, the pockets will stand out more, making the look even more casual. It may not be the most sophisticated skirt in the world, but it is still interesting. It's just more laid back. If your style is casual or sporty, the cargo skirt fits perfectly into your wardrobe. Number 15 is textured skirts. This category includes skirts that go beyond plain fabrics, bringing relief and effects. A major highlight goes to tulle skirts, which will be very trendy in 2026. These pieces add texture and reference the ballet core style, which is making a strong comeback. These skirts can appear in different ways: layered, in pleated tulle, or in voluminous and beautiful versions. There will be a wide variety of colors and levels of transparency, from nearly transparent tulle to pieces with so many layers that it becomes impossible to see through. Tulle was already a strong trend a few years ago, so it's very likely you already have a piece in your wardrobe. I brought several visual references to show how to style it. The trick is simple. If you don't know how to wear it, just research or follow the content on the channel, where there are always photos and videos for inspiration. This is how we can adapt trends to everyday life and our personal style. Speaking of trends, do you already know the 50 trends for 2026? If not, click on the video appearing on the screen. I'll see you there.